Do a happy birthday. Wait, it's tomorrow? It's tomorrow. That's all right. What's the day? What's the day? Okay, so I can't sing for rap, but let's do happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Catherine. Happy birthday to you.
In 1985, the Florida House of Representatives, through lobbying by the Florida Federation of Garden Clubs, actually proclaimed a day in 1985, April 10th, 1985, as Save the Butterfly Day in Florida. And they were hoping this would help to bring the problems that butterflies were starting to undergo to the forefront. And leading the charge in this area, of course, was Catherine LaBrie. It was our Catherine. So there's a couple older pictures up top in black and white, and then some current pictures of Catherine. So what was she doing in the 1980s? She was certainly involved in butterfly conservation. She was a member of the Garden Club and has been all this time, so that's more than 25 years. We're talking 30 plus. And the Garden Club was also part of the Florida Federation of Garden Clubs, and Catherine was very involved with them. In 1984, she founded the Butterfly Sanctuary Project that was adopted by many of the local organizations in the area. She also served as the Federation's State Butterfly Conservation Chairman. And in that role, she visited all 12 of the districts around the state, encouraging butterfly conservation, butterfly gardens, etc. In the late 80s, she was approached by the Federation with a challenge of creating a standalone butterfly garden to rival Georgia's butterfly garden. And on the right, part of the Sarasota Garden Club flower show, which we've taken part in for years, is Kathleen Brunson and Marilyn Keyser having a display on butterflies. So they certainly were spreading the word. And they were creating butterfly gardens. This was a continuation of what Catherine had done with the Butterfly Project, but you wouldn't believe how many butterfly gardens were started in this area. They are not all there now, because as we know, butterfly gardening needs a lot of love and upkeep, and that didn't always happen. But they put in a butterfly garden at the New Selby Library, Fruitville Library. That one is still in existence. If you walk behind the Fruitville Library, you can go through that. They did one for hospice, and I'm not quite sure which hospice it was, but it was Rand Hospice. So those bottom two pictures are the garden going in there. Plymouth Harbor Butterfly Garden. And Out of Door Academy. I've just been back there. They started this, oh good, that's just spilled my wine. They started this years ago, and they're back into it again, and I'm working with them now. They actually started one at Jungle Gardens, and we did go back for another consultation a couple years ago. And the Sarasota House. Again, that's sort of gotten a little wild, but it's still bringing in butterflies. And I'm sure there's many, many more that have happened over the years. and conducting field trips and participating in the butterfly counts. So there was a field trip down to Lemon Bay, and the bottom left cracks me up because Catherine loved to wear baggy clothes. She's like me, baggy clothes, and that's her in the bottom left with her big, huge sweater on, waiting for everybody to arrive. And then they did field trips. One was to Highland Hammock State Park with a ranger led, that's the top and the bottom on the right. And in the middle, they did a butterfly count at Children's Haven. And having fun. I love this picture, I had to put it in. So here are some of the originals. We got Kathleen Brunson, Catherine Labrie, Carrie Brakes, and Marilyn Keyser at one of the flower shows. Kaiser, sorry. She's not here, she can't yell at me. She is here? Where are you? Marilyn.
Brought a pie, 2 pies.
Oh, okay. But anyway, we have continued to have fun. There's no question about it. And we started communicating to the members with, actually, we now are up to 20 years of club newsletters. And here are some samples of the first 4 that were created by Beverly Bowen, who was the first newsletter editor. And we've had several in between, ending up with me. I'm still at it. So, interesting stuff. So, Volume 1, Issue 1, New Library opens with Butterfly Garden Welcome. That's a Selby Library. And Volume 2, they donated a video to hospice. Again, they're out there in the community already. There's no question. Volume 3, there was a field trip to the Allen Museum that I had never heard of until I talked to Beverly a couple weeks ago, and you're going to hear about it soon. And Volume 4, Backyard Bugs. Must have been Fred Santana came and did a presentation. Membership was continuing to grow. It had almost doubled in the first year, and it's continued to grow since then. And by 1998, Catherine was now the president. So it also got beyond Sarasota, and all of this, everything that's been going on, has continued to give legitimacy to the club. So in 1996, SCBC, the members here actually became members of NABA, which was a new national organization, our parent organization. And they started getting involved with the NABA July 4th butterfly counts. In 1990, or up to 1996, it was probably before that, Catherine had been working closely with Fred Santana, who actually was up in Gainesville. He was working initially for the military and then ultimately for the universities up there as an entomologist. So she was tapping into his expertise as far as the garden was concerned. But then the 2 of them put their heads together and they actually tried to get the monarch declared as the state butterfly. However, they lost out to Dr. Lawton Childs, who I believe was the governor. Was he the governor then, Childs? And his wife, Reba, who nominated the zebra longwing. So that's how we got the zebra longwing as our state butterfly. By April 10th, 1999, NABA has now started forming state chapters, and we were one of the first, if not the first, state chapter to NABA. And subsequent to that, Jeffrey Glassberg, who continues to be the president of NABA, actually visited our area and did a presentation and was pressing the NABA mission. And involved in all this was our involvement with Doctors Jackie and Lee Miller, and ultimately the McGuire Center, which was opened in 2004. And Jackie helped a lot with the club in developing outreach programs, scientific research, field trips, ID sheets, etc. Catherine Labrie remained the club president 18 years until she finally suckered me into doing it. No, just kidding. I took over in 2014, then Karen Finch, and now I'm back. So Catherine finally got a reprieve. The club had continued to get more name recognition throughout the local area. I mean, we're called upon a lot by everybody. They know we're here now. We started having an annual members garden tour, which has been exceedingly popular. The website was created thanks to Beverly Bowen. The newsletters and reminders started getting delivered electronically. I think that was the editor before me. And the Facebook page was created by Karen Finch not too long ago. And we've just continued growing. We've gone up and down, but right now, currently we have 103 memberships. which means we have 135 members, and I think we actually got a couple more joining tonight. So that's exciting. And all while continuing to follow its same mission that was developed back in 1995 and having fun. So that's the presentation on the beginning years. And Jackie Miller did send this down. Congratulations on our 25th anniversary of the Sarasota Butterfly Club. So that was very nice of her, even though she couldn't come. And now on to our and your memories. We're going to have a few people talk, and then we'll go on to the cake and the raffle and food. So Stu, do you want to come on up?
Yeah. I won't go over all the contributions this woman has made, but I think it's appropriate at the Silver Jubilee that Catherine LaBrie received the third Brother Anthony Award. And he's written on a little sign here. It says, "Catherine, you are terrific." She's certainly a terrific. Brother Anthony has a little candle here, and later I may be lighting this candle to wish her a speedy recovery. We love you, Catherine, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Okay, I got a couple memories sent to me that I will read. One is from Patty Lanier. I don't think, Patty, you wanted to read it. You want me to do it? Where?
I'm here.
Do you want to read it or you want me to do it? Okay. All right, so Patty wrote, "My happiest club memories are renewed every Friday when I volunteer in the butterfly garden." Yes, Patty. "In the past year, I have learned so much about caterpillars, chrysalises, and host plants, and I have a lovely new group of best butterfly friends, including the ever-inspirational Catherine LaBrie. I was thrilled when recently a little sign with my name appeared, claiming my spot in this beautiful and peaceful garden." Thank you. The other one is a little longer. It's from Will Hayes. I think you would understand. Will and Lynn Hayes, they're out of town, so they couldn't be here. So Will wrote, "What has stood out for Lynn and me during our 6+ years of membership in the club has been friendships formed with Catherine and Richard LaBrie, Don Smith and Jesse Yap, Stu and Wilma Hills, and me, Karen. Time has flown by. It's hard to believe that our little club is turning 25. What can we say about the remarkable couple of Richard and Catherine LaBrie? They were the lifeblood of our butterfly club long before our arrival to being new members in 2012. Lynn and I moved to Florida from Charleston, South Carolina in 1998 to help her parents in Bradenton. We learned to navigate in Sarasota and were welcomed into the Butterfly Club by Catherine and by Stu Hills after a referral from our friend Pat Johnston. It was a sleepy little club. He didn't know what was going on. It was a sleepy little club that Catherine had determinedly fought to keep alive for 15 to 20 years before our arrival, relying on the dedication of her band of loyal volunteers like Olivia and Bob Haynes, Marilyn Kaiser, did I say it right? Kaiser. Catherine Dunlap, Beverly Bowen, Pat Porchy, Don Smith, Jesse Yap, and Jackie Fontaine. Karen Rosenbeck brought us into the computer age starting in 2014. Well, that wasn't quite correct, anyway. Under her leadership, the club grew to over 100 members, shook off its sleepy past, and sprouted wings to soar far beyond its sleepy beginnings. We are more modernized now, with a digital future ahead of us, advocating for an ancient insect species. Let's face it, few people in the modern world care about the fragile health of insects like we do. But what's good for butterflies is also good for people. Like the proverbial canaries in coal mines, common sense steps to protect butterflies serve to protect our environment here in Florida and harken back to a simpler and more innocent time when folks could stop and smell the roses. That's what we do, and our lives are the richer for the effort. How could we ever forget the many club summer socials hosted by Don and Jesse on St. Armand's Key? Jesse Yap had a wonderful butterfly garden with labels on his many host plants. Stu Hills has been a great and welcoming friend, leading many walking tours for the club. We enjoyed many restaurants with him and with Wilma during her life. Stu's hands made several ornaments which are among Lynn's fondest possessions, and donated many winning raffle tickets to us when we were newbies. And Catherine Dunlap donated milkweed seeds for my garden after Lynn and I met her one summer social morning at a Bob Evans restaurant off Fruitville Road. It's been a great experience for us in the Sarasota County Butterfly Club, and we will miss seeing you on October 25th due to a family commitment that day in North Carolina. So that's Will and Lynn. Okay.
And I talked to Catherine one day. We were having a meeting here, and I'm going to show you that, you know, I don't have that much education. So Catherine gave me my PhD. And, you know, not too many people around have a PhD, but I do now because of Catherine. And I put it on my name tag, PhD. But if somebody come up to me and say, "This is really great, how long did it take you?" And I said, "Probably about 3 years." "What was it majored? What did you major in?" "Postal ticket."
Postal ticket.
I tell you right now, this is a great club. We really enjoy coming up here and everything else. But this is a great club. We really enjoy it. We really enjoy the people in it. We really enjoy the butterflies. So all I can say is just keep your posthole digging going, plant those plants. So butterflies really will come to your house. And it's really amazing to see some different types of butterflies that come out. Thank you very much.
So keep that in mind for your degree, posthole digger.
And I'm one of the past presidents of the Sarasota Garden Club. I say I follow Mabel because I was the first male, she was the first female. I just want to say a few words about Catherine. She's the most lovely lady. I call her Mom. She could never be my mother, but for some reason I identify her like she is my mother. She would, if she were here tonight, she would say, "Thank you for celebrating me, but thank you for celebrating all of you, because it is you, the Garden Club and the Butterfly Club, that make this all work." She's a beautiful lady, and if there's anything Catherine has that always stands out, is her memory. Have you ever met a person that knows all these names, and as you get older, you sort of forget them? And some of us never remembered them, but she always knew the names. But I think if she were here tonight, she would say, "I want to celebrate each of you because you have made this work." And on behalf of the Sarasota Garden Club, which I'm active in, I keep saying I'm going to join the Butterfly Club, but I think her life centers around these two places. And she's got such great ties, and she's got great ties with each of you. You get the feeling when you talk about Catherine, it touches you to say she is a beautiful woman. And she's going to pull her way through this, and there's going to be a transition in her life again. But that's what life is all about. It's transition, accepting for what it is, and making the most of it. And I think she's going to make the most of it. And although there's things she's not going to be able to do, she can still come, she can talk with you, share with you, and do all those things that she loves to do. As most of all, she loves being with each of you. Thank you.
I wanted to talk about a project that I've been involved with and that Catherine has been very instrumental in. I've been in charge for the Garden Club of the Secret Garden at the Ringling Museum. And 3 years ago, they decided that they would redo the garden. Now, the original garden, Mabel called it her onesie-twosie garden because people all over the world gave her plants, and she would put them in the secret garden to see if they would be viable for Sarasota. When they decided to redo the secret garden at the Ringling, Catherine Labrie and I consulted with them because they decided to do it as an educational garden. And now all of the plants in the secret garden at the Ringling were chosen mainly by Catherine. And I don't know that many of you know this, but come up and see the secret garden. There are two things that they are using for education: palm trees for this area and butterflies. And it has gotten the whole Ringling attuned to butterflies, and I think that's a wonderful thing. The grounds are free. You can come up anytime and go see the secret garden and think about Catherine when you're up there.
Anyone else? Richard, come on up.
I know Catherine would be so pleased and love so many of you people out there. When I look at all of you, I've seen you on field trips and working in the gardens and all. And she's quite a gal. And okay, after 67 years married to this woman, it's a long time, but it's been a wonderful experience, and I've learned a lot. And I was one of the guys that carried the stuff. We went to every school, I think, in Sarasota County with trays and of butterflies, and did all the programs at all the schools. I don't think we missed any. And but she's quite a gal, and I wish she was here tonight. And I appreciate all the compliments that you gave tonight, and I love you all, and thanks so much for this night.
Okay. The winner